Hello everyone, it is Doc Hitchcock, and today we are going to be solving this puzzle, which is called To the Moon by Leisure Luke.
So this is a very interesting puzzle. Just looking at it, it looks so busy. I mean, I've not even touched it other than to take it out of the box and set it here. But I'm just looking at it and seeing there's so many things to touch. I'm assuming there's a lot of mechanisms involved here. This is completely 3D printed. Now, it does come with some papers, so I did read through this. So if you look through this, I'll set this aside just so you can see. To the solver, your task is simple. Inside the moon is a meteorite vault. Inside the meteorite vault is an intergalactic space token. I believe it will appear to be disguised as a 3D printed Leisure Luke logo, but I assure you that it is an intergalactic space token. Find it and retrieve it. What you must seek is understanding. Follow the rules. Good luck. And here are the rules. No outside hardware or tools are allowed. No removing the rubber bands. That won't help. No removing the Phillips head screws. That won't help. You may use tools found in the puzzle box more than once. A moderate amount of force can be used, but it is rarely necessary. This is a sequential discovery puzzle that does not require spinning or force. But first, I want to say, hey Dad, how you doing? And does this bring back any memories of when we first landed on the moon? Let's get into it. All right, so let's take a look at the puzzle. It's kind of eclectic. I guess that's the right word, where, I mean, you have the moon here, obviously, whereas NASA type logos and symbols. Other sides, it has a bunch of keyholes, some are broken, and we have a money bag here. I don't know really where this is all going. If you look at the bottom side here, you can see, again, you have the moon here, 7 out of 200. Again, I like it because it gives it some sort of collectability type of feeling to the puzzle. Even though these are intended to be printed, I believe these files are going to be available for sale, but this is the founder's puzzle, so only 200 of these will be made. Leisure Luke, signature from the creator. So there's a lot to look at, a lot to do. You have the moon, you have the spaceship elements. And these little legs here, the 3D printed stand, really gives it that kind of moon lander feel to it. I really like the detail, the touches that were put on this. It's not really a spaceship. I mean, look at this part. It looks like a castle. But I really kind of like that eclectic feel of all these mishmash of things put together. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but there's something, it'll come to me in a moment. There's a game or some movie or something where worlds collide and different pieces of things are put together. If you can remember what that movie is, where things like this happened because of realities colliding, put it in the comments below, because I can't quite recall at the moment. But anyway, let's get into this puzzle. So I'm going to leave it on the stand for now and just start fiddling with stuff. So we have this right here, says the puzzle, and then it has an arrow pointing down, and then we have an arrow here. Let me make sure everybody can see that. Yeah, we have an arrow pointing here that's pointing towards that. This moves to the side a little bit, and that makes this wiggle a little bit. Then we have right here, interestingly, we have something that says do not push, which makes me want to push it. I did a little bit and didn't do anything. We have a little gear under this red thing here. We have these puzzle pieces, which you can see when you push this blue one, it pushes a mechanism there. These other ones also have different kind of feels to them. When you push them, you can see those push that as well. You have this black spade. Ooh, it makes a noise when you push that up and down. So that must do something. Then it says the key with a little blue diamond that you can push. Looks like there's a keyhole here of sorts that you can turn. You have a happy mask. You can push that. Money bag. A little Leisure Luke symbol that has a little, there's some sort of rubber band that kind of keeps it taut there, but you can go from 9 to 3 here. It looks like there's some slots in there. On this side, we have another couple of bolts that looks like we have to get a key to open that. And then this pushes slightly, and then a little combination lock. 1, 2, 1, 3, and 5. And then it looks like we have 2 and 4, which look like die, like dice that you would throw. Key symbol, and then a little. So there's lots and lots to do here and look at. And then on the top here, we have a little, looks like a rocket cone or something that's sticking out of this keyhole. We have the inside of those combination lock, a little screw looking thing here. I think it said not to remove the Phillip head screw things. So I don't think that's part of the puzzle, but there's so much to do. So the real question is, where do we even begin? I'm not sure that I even understand how to begin. All I know is that inside the moon is where we need to get to. So let's turn it upside down really quick. Let's play around with the bottom a little bit. We have a little switch here. I'm not sure what that does. I'm assuming this thing does something there. So I'm not sure we start there. Okay, so we know that this combination lock here, it's only till 5. So it's a 3-number combination lock that can only go between 1 and 5. So that it does reduce the permutations of how many combinations there would be. Although I don't believe it's meant to be something that's just guessed after trial and error. 9 to 3, I'm not sure if this... Well, interestingly, if you look at this, when you turn that dial, these thingies go up and down, so at some point we should play around with that. I do notice that To the Moon has something that looks a little bit like this dial, where I don't know if that has anything to do with how to solve this particular part of the puzzle, but that is interesting that you would have that dial shape there for that. Let's see, what can we figure out that we need to start with? 3 side. Okay, so it looks like maybe I have to line up these 3 areas here, maybe? Let's see. So, okay. Well, it looks pretty lined up. So maybe, let me try that again. So let me push this. Go to the 3. We go to the 9. If I go to the 9, I can push it in pretty much all the way. If I go to the 3 now, and go back to the 9. Let's go to the top here. Let's go to the 3. Oh, it pushes a lot further in if I do that. Oh, there we go. And it opens. All right, so we got it. Okay, so this looks really cool now, right? So you see what it looks like a gold bar here, and I'm pretty sure it's gold bar because AU is the atomic symbol for gold. We have a little diamond that we see a couple other places. We see one there. I think we see one there. So we know that the diamond probably has something to do across the whole puzzle. And then we see here that there's this little black piece that if you pull it out, it has a little hex bolt type shape on one side, and then the rest of the side is not the same shape. And what we can realize really quickly is that right next to it, there's these little hex screws. So the instructions does say not to use not to unscrew the Phillips head ones, but these are hex screws, so these ones I think we can do. And so my first thought was to go ahead and release this gold bar, so let's unscrew this from there. Oh, I was thinking it would actually come out, but I guess it doesn't. So it actually stopped. Oh, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, as I'm pushing this gold bar, it looks like it's pushing something here, some mechanism this way. I don't think the gold bar necessarily comes out. I think it's just used to push whatever this red lever or this thing also pushes down. Interesting. So we need to just kind of keep an eye on what's going on here. And then if we push this, okay. So maybe I need to unscrew this a little bit. All right, so I think I may have been oversimplifying it. Okay, so we have this little red switch here that this gold bar pushes, and then we also have, so this this white switch. So if we try to screw this one first, this red one is in the way. But if we push that gold bar, the red one releases the white one, which allows us to turn this. The question is, am I turning it too far? I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure what to do here, can I push this? Do I pull this out? What do I do here? Okay, so we see there's quite a few mechanisms in here that I'm afraid to like mess with too many things here. Okay, so there's a blue switch here. Question is, what do I do here? So by pulling this, okay, it feels like I pulled that switch out. It feels like something snapped when I pulled this out like a lever. So the question now is, what does this blue diamond have to do with anything? Does it move? Do I need to screw the gold bar any further? Okay, so okay. So if I push that back a little bit and I pull the lever, this blue thing now came out a little further. Okay, so I don't know if that was supposed to happen. I don't think it was, guys, because that rubber band is now loose, and the instructions explicitly say rules are no removing the rubber bands. That won't help. So I think I screwed up, but not on purpose. So I think I'm gonna have to try to fix this I think I'm looking at this and I think it probably goes around that piece there. So I'm gonna try and see if I can fix this. I don't know, guys. While the rubber band does, it says not to take it out. I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take it out and leave it here for now. I'm a little scared that that's not supposed to come out, but I also think if it wasn't supposed to come out, then this wouldn't have released it. So, all right, so moving on from that tragedy, we got this guy here. So maybe, let's look at the bottom really quick just to make sure. Look at that. Okay, so is that hex bolt fit that? It does. So let's see, can we move that? Okay, it does screw. Oh, and look at that. We turn this over. This has released. This was under the, and this comes off too. So this says do not push. And so the question is, should we push? I'm pretty sure we're gonna push. Oh no, did I break something? I was playing with this little combination lock here. You can see that these combinations, it has 1, 3, and 5 numbers, but also has a 4 and a 2 using dice that you throw. And so I was looking at this and I was thinking about what the permutation would be. And when you look down here, you can see that there's this little finger-like projection that if you move the combination lock, you can see that the red one would fit in there, and then the white one, when you hit 2, fits in there. You can't see the blue one, but then I was thinking it's a rocket, and it's NASA here, and so what happens when a rocket takes off? You go 3, 2, 1. It's a 3-digit combination, and there's only 5 digits there, and so it looks like. I pushed it. Okay. I saw that coming because that looked like a little rocket in there. Okay, so we got a little rocket here, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't just for theatrics. All right, so one of the things I noticed when it flew out at my eyes is it has this shape on the bottom here. Oh, it also, okay, so it screws apart. So it looks like we have a tool there. One of these two pieces, probably this one, and it's the shape of this. So if you look down in there, it looks like there's a little blue mechanism that's connected to this that probably put it in like this. Let me see if I can. I'm not sure, because you can move this with your finger, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that. But let me see. Okay, so maybe I'm not supposed to go there yet. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure that that's a key, at least that, yeah, because it's obvious that that's a key for there. I just need to figure out when to use it. So there's another diamond here, and I'm assuming that, oh, you know what? This piece here fits into here.
Access granted.
Oh, and it pushes that out. Okay. What does that do? Okay, that resets it, I guess. So let's
Access granted.
close that down and see if this. Okay, it's another one of these buttons here. So I don't think I was supposed to take this out. I don't know yet, but I don't think it was. There's a nice little space guy there. Okay, so I think I've solved this side and released everything I need to release. This side, obviously, there's more to release because that button hasn't come up. I'm assuming each side has a button, a little spade button somewhere or somehow. Or not spade, diamond button. All right, so I'm wondering. So I can like get this star to pull up by twisting it with my finger. I don't think is that cheating? Obviously it moves this a little bit. Question is, am I supposed to do that? Or am I supposed to do that with a key here? But it doesn't line up, so I must be missing something. This happy mask must contribute a little bit to something here. Hey, buddy. Come here. You want to help me out with this puzzle? Oh, there you go, buddy. Yeah, Tyker's the Puzzle Beagle wants to come help with the puzzle. He wants to sniff it and see if he can find some clues. What do you think?
Resistance is futile.
No, nothing? Okay, even the world's smartest beagle is perplexed. And that's his yawning is his reminder to me that it's almost bedtime. What do we do? Do we give up for the night? Do we give up for the night? Or do we power through? What I'm worried about, ladies and gentlemen, is that somehow this being broken has put one of the mechanisms in jeopardy, and that I'm gonna have to contact the maker, Leisure Luke, to see whether or not that's an issue. All right, I think you won, Tykers. I think we might just take a break. So, yep, that's his way of saying thank you, Dad. All right, so let me retire for the evening, send Leisure Luke a message, and I will see all of you back here when we resume. Okay, so it's the next day, and I have gotten in touch with Leisure Luke, and he has told me that some of my assumptions were correct. So this part here is not supposed to come out. These pieces actually were part of this that broke, and so he informed me that the blue filament that was used to print the first few of these puzzles, he found out since he's shipped them that they were more brittle in nature. But one of the wonderful things about Leisure Luke and his puzzles is that he does have a kind of insurance program. You get 12 months of crap, and so if you break anything, it's a certified replacement agreement for parts crap. And he will replace all the blue parts with the updated filament that is more resistant to breakage. But this is pretty robust, and he assures that the puzzle should be able to be solved many times without breakage, and he does insure them in the sense that he is going to allow for people to get replacement parts and such to fix them. So he's gonna actually do the fixing. I'm sending it back after this, but he told me that I can't finish the solve because that particular mechanism there is already released, and so I can go ahead and continue with the puzzle. The other thing he mentioned was that this piece right here that isn't lined up should be lined up. So I was correct in thinking that this rocket should be able to go down in there. But what I'm going to do is see if I can mimic that with my finger, because if you look at this, there's no other mechanisms. So if you put that in there, it should just be able to turn. So I think I was correct. So if you push this spade in with the star and you turn this all at the same time, then this little smiley face actually comes out, and it's this little key, which is pretty cool. So that is why this part is called the key. Obviously. Now, what I don't know how to do yet is how this comes out. I'm assuming, because I was looking at these before, earlier on. This is obviously a keyhole here. There's a bunch of keyholes, but then this one, if you look into it, actually has a blue piece that's a key hole for this inside. If you look at the mechanism in there, there's a little blue thing. Let's see if I can do that. So you see the little blue thing that moves to the right? And when I do this puzzle part of the puzzle, or the one that says the puzzle, you push that blue piece in, you can move this red thing out of the way. The problem is that when you try to move it, let me do it down here. When you try to move it the other way, something's blocking it. So I'm thinking, yep, so it's this blue thing was blocking it, so I can move it out of the way now. The real question is, does that help me to solve this part of the puzzle? Oh, I was going the wrong way. Well, anyway, this dial here with the arrow that was stuck with this white thing actually went that way instead of this way. So I was just trying to push the wrong way. So let's see. Maybe that means, because it's not coming back, so maybe that means I have to push other pieces to kind of manipulate it back and forth like a combination lock. Oh, see, I push the white one, it let me go that way. The black one, I can go a little further. So I'm assuming this bottom white one, maybe a little further. Let's see. Oh, see, as I'm pushing the different buttons, it's letting me turn it more. So I'm assuming that that arrow might need to come all the way back around to touch this one. So let me see if I can, how far it can go. Okay, now I'm assuming I go back this way and use these, get these out of the way. There you go. Next one, okay. And the last one, I'm assuming. And, okay. So it's lined up. But now what? So do I, okay. It's lined up, so I put this back. Okay, this came out really far now. This little blue button came out really far. So I'm assuming that's like this. So this is this puzzle's version of that. Now the thing though is, we still have to deal with this one that didn't pop out over here. Let's try maybe putting it in this, putting this key in this, no. That way, no. Is there another place to put this in? I'm still not sure what this is right here. And there's a little hole with this club pattern, and I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be. Question is, how do we release that? Do I need to put this back in? I can. Like, oh, right here, I'm right where that button is. See it? How the key is right where that button is? So I'm wondering, if there's a way for me to trigger this out of the way. Trigger this button here. Oh no. That's not good. All right, I think our puzzle solve might be at an end. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to see if we can get that replaced, but now the real question is, can I solve this now? Or am I screwed? I think the only way that I could solve it at this point is to cheat, so I went in and pulled this little mechanism out with these tweezers, and it looks like I was able to pull the moon out. Let's see. So the moon's free, but I'm not sure exactly how to. Do I have to twist the top maybe? Oh, there we go. So it was just that little last step that we broke the key on. I'm not sure exactly how it is, but let's see what we got inside here. Got a little prize. It says authentic Leisure Luke prototype. Now let me put this down. This little moon top there. Included with your Founders Edition puzzle box is an authentic Leisure Luke prototype. This part was used in designing the central locking mechanism of the Leisure Luke puzzle box, which never worked. Okay, I spent too many hours trying to make this mechanism functional and it had to be shelved for now. It's not all a waste though. Most of the center meteorite vault shape was retained, which reminds me, don't you have a coin to find? Okay, so I think if you lift this up, yeah, so, oh, it's cool. You can kind of see some of the inner mechanisms here. Oh, that's pretty fun. I don't know, let's see if you can see that. Can you guys see that little guy with the flag who solved, looks like he solved, and that's the button there. He's a little astronaut-y guy. You have the little Leisure Luke emblem here. So lots of interesting little insights into the puzzle. But let's see, he said we have a coin to find, so let's see. Well, we have this little round thing here. And there, you can see the coin down in there. So do you just unscrew this? Nope. Oh, there you go. It's just a little drawer. And there's our intergalactic space token. I'm not sure what this is though. All right, still a little bit of mystery here. You know, I can't say, as I'm disappointed, it was a fun puzzle. Until the key broke and the fact that this wasn't lined up properly. Everything else worked, whether it broke or not. You know, that one piece at the beginning broke, but he's gonna fix it. Let's just see what he does to fix it. It's a really affordable puzzle. It was a lot of fun. As you guys saw, it's really interesting to look at. I'm not gonna reset it. I will reset it, but I'll do that later. I hope you enjoyed the solve as much as I did, despite the breaks and such. It is an interesting puzzle, and I think once it's fixed, it's gonna be, you know, exactly what it's supposed to be. I hope that if you don't get this or can't get this for any reason, that you enjoyed solving the puzzle through my eyes. And until next time, I'll see you later.